Okay, so if you're looking at Thailand for business growth, well, you really can't ignore the power of digital tools these days.
No, you can't.
Marketing technology or MarTech, it's not an option anymore, is it? It really feels like the engine for expansion.
Absolutely. And that's precisely why we're taking a deep dive today into the Thailand's MarTech Report 2025.
Right.
You shared this. It's a really comprehensive analysis, and our job, well, it's to pull out those critical insights for you.
Yep.
The stuff you really need to know to understand where MarTech in Thailand is right now and where it's heading. Think of it as your fast track.
Exactly, a shortcut. And this report, it's a collaboration between Content Shifu and Hummingbird's Consulting. They surveyed over 500 professionals, people actually on the ground in Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
So we're tapping into real-world experience here, their expectations for the future, the people really shaping the scene.
That's right. Real insight.
Okay, let's get right to it then. What's the kind of overall feeling about MarTech in Thailand, and what difference is it actually making for businesses?
Well, what's really striking, honestly, is the significant leap in user satisfaction with MarTech. Comparing 2022 to 2024, the report clearly points to a much more positive view now.
Okay, a leap. So people are happier with it.
Yeah, they're seeing real benefits across some really key areas, too.
Like what specifically? Give us the concrete wins.
Okay, so top positives reported. A clear increase in work efficiency. People are just getting more done.
Right. Efficiency?
Customer care is also improving, which is, vital for building those long-term relationships.
Sure.
Plus, businesses are seeing stronger branding in the market. And crucially, many are reporting a direct boost in sales.
Sales. Okay. That's the bottom line often.
Indefinitely. And interestingly, some are even seeing cost reductions.
That sounds like a pretty strong endorsement then. But I did notice a point about some users finding it more of an expense. What's behind that?
Ah, yes. That's a key point to unpack, actually. While the overall trend is positive, yeah, the report does highlight that some haven't seen the full value yet. So for them, it feels like an added cost, not something driving results.
Right, not a driver.
Exactly. And this really emphasizes how crucial knowledge is. You need to know how to choose the tools, how to implement them, and actually use them effectively.
Makes sense.
The report suggests, a critical need for Thai businesses to maybe invest in MarTech training and some strategic planning before they just jump into adopting lots of tools.
Or risk it becoming costly overhead.
Precisely.
Absolutely. Having the tools is one thing, knowing how to wield them, totally different. So if some are struggling, what are the main hurdles? The report mentions the 3 Ps. What are those about?
Yeah, the 3 Ps. It's quite a neat way to frame the core challenges. The first P is people.
Okay.
A major issue is, the lack of user knowledge and expertise. Teams might have these sophisticated tools, but if they don't really know how to use them properly, they won't hit their goals.
Yeah.
It's like having a powerful analytics platform, but not knowing how to read the data to make decisions.
Right, exactly. Like having a sports car, but you're just stuck in traffic, not getting the real value. What's the second P?
The second P is planning. So many organizations are struggling because they lack clear plans for implementation.
Ah, strategy.
Yeah, they bring in new tech without a solid strategy for how it fits, how it works with existing systems, and crucially, without clear ways to measure if it's actually working.
Yeah, you need success metrics.
If you don't define what success looks like, how do you know if you got there?
Exactly. You need that blueprint, not just a pile of tools. And the last P.
The final P is about the MarTech tools themselves. This covers 2 main things. First, choosing the wrong tools, ones that don't really fit the organization's needs.
Mismatched.
Yeah. And second, finding it difficult to adapt the tools they do choose to the organization's, let's say, limitations, existing tech, team size, budget, whatever it may be.
So it's not just chasing the shiny new thing. It's about finding the right fit and making it work in your specific context.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. What MarTech is actually being used in Thailand right now? What's the 2024 landscape look like?
Okay, so in 2024, the most used categories are, maybe unsurprisingly, advertising and promotion. Got to reach those customers.
Makes sense.
Close behind are social and relationships, showing the importance of engagement. And then data. That highlights the growing focus on data-driven marketing.
Yeah, that generally tracks with global trends. How many tools are we talking about, roughly? Per company?
On average, organizations in Thailand are using around 13 MarTech tools.
13, okay.
Spread across about 3 different categories, typically. And interestingly, a pretty significant chunk, 43%, are already using more than 10 tools.
Wow, okay, so quite a few businesses are already building some pretty complex MarTech stacks.
It seems so. Lots of moving parts.
Definitely a lot of moving parts. Now let's look ahead. What does the report predict for 2025? Which areas are expected to become even more important? Right, looking towards 2025, the report points to 3 categories expected to grow significantly in importance. First is collaboration and management.
Okay, internal focus.
Yeah, indicating a focus on making internal processes smoother, more efficient. Second is content and experience, suggesting a growing emphasis on creating really engaging, personalized content. And perhaps a little surprisingly, advertising and promotion is also expected to continue its growth. Still very important.
So core areas remain vital, but we're also seeing this rise in tools for internal ops and customer-facing content. What about the number of tools? Is that expected to change much?
Yes, quite a bit, actually. The expectation is that the average number of tools used per organization will almost double.
Double?
Yeah. This likely reflects that increasing user satisfaction we talked about earlier and just a growing understanding of the potential benefits of a more extensive MarTech setup.
That's a big jump. And speaking of benefits, the report highlights one category as absolutely crucial for future development. Which one's that?
That would be data. A massive 92% of users see data as the most crucial category.
92%. Okay.
Yeah, it really underscores this growing realization that, analyzing data, getting insights from it, that's the key to guiding the organization, shaping effective marketing. Data isn't just fluff.
No, definitely not. With 92% saying it's crucial, your ability to leverage data, well, that's going to be the differentiator in Thailand.
Spot on.
Makes perfect sense. Can't know where you're going if you don't know where you are. Okay, let's talk money. Budgets. How much are companies in Thailand typically investing?
Okay, so the report shows the average MarTech budget is around 4% of total organizational revenue.
4% of revenue?
And marketing budget.
A more substantial chunk there, about 32% of the total marketing budget. So MarTech is definitely becoming a significant part of marketing spend.
Right. And what's the typical amount, in Balt?
The median spending in 2024 was 150,000 Thai baht annually.
Okay, 150K THB median. That gives a good benchmark.
Yeah, for a good portion of the businesses surveyed. Interesting figures. Now, why are companies actually adopting MarTech? What are the main drivers? And what influences which specific tools they pick?
Well, the main reasons are quite practical, top of the list. Increasing sales through more efficient marketing, getting better results.
Makes sense. Sales and efficiency.
Closely followed by improving work efficiency through systemization, using tools to streamline processes. And third is enhancing customer relationship management, using tech for stronger customer connections.
Those all sound like core business goals. And when they're actually choosing the tools, what's important then?
Key factors include, how attractive the product itself is, features, perceived value.
Right. Does it look good? Does it do the job?
Exactly. How well it fits the organization's needs is also crucial. Does it solve a real problem? Does it align with the strategy? But here's where it gets really interesting. Support from the providers.
Support.
That's become much more important in 2024 compared to previous years. A significant shift.
Okay, that connects back to the people and planning challenges, doesn't it? If you don't have deep expertise in-house, good support is essential.
Exactly.
What else influences the choice?
How easy a tool is to use. That's also becoming increasingly important. With so many options out there, user-friendliness is a key differentiator.
Definitely. Nobody wants to spend ages just figuring out the software. Okay, let's get into the specifics. Popular tools, categories. How are things shifting from 2024 to 2025? Let's start with ad and promo.
Okay, advertising and promotion. Right now, in 2024, Meta Ads Manager, Facebook, Instagram, that's the leader.
Right, dominant.
But the forecast for 2025 suggests Google Ads is likely to overtake it.
Oh, interesting. A shift there.
Yeah. We're also seeing continued growth in social ads and search ads generally, still fundamental. And location-based ads are gaining traction too. So, yeah, expect maybe a shift from Meta to Google dominance next year, something to watch for budget allocation.
Good tip. Adjust budgets and expertise accordingly. Okay, what about content and experience? Always a dynamic area.
Absolutely. In content and experience, generative AI is the standout, led by tools like ChatGPT.
No surprise there.
Widely used already, expected to grow significantly. Interactive content, form and survey tools are also popular. Interestingly, content management systems, while still important, usage is actually showing a decrease compared to 2022.
You mean move to more specialized content platforms?
Could be.
Diversification.
Okay. Gen AI leading the charge. Now, how are businesses connecting with audiences? Social and relationships.
Currently, event webinar tools are #1 in social and relationships.
Okay.
However, influencer marketing is projected to grow substantially. It might even reach the top spot.
Influencer marketing boom continues.
Seems like it. And social proof tools are also showing strong growth, leveraging that social validation, reviews, testimonials.
Right. That makes sense. Okay, crucial area. Commerce and sales. What's happening there? Big growth expected here.
Yeah.
We're looking at almost double the usage across several subcategories in commerce and sales.
Double. Wow. Which ones?
E-commerce and shopping cart platforms, affiliate marketing, payment gateways, and chat commerce, all predicted to grow significantly.
Okay.
And notably, tools related to TikTok.
Mm.
They're leading in e-commerce right now and are expected to lead in affiliate marketing soon too.
TikTok's influence just keeps growing in commerce.
Undeniable. And also watch for growth in shipping aggregators and fulfillment services.
Got it. Logistics backing up the sales. Now let's talk data, current state and future.
Okay, data, analytics, marketing business dashboards, social listening tools. Those are the top 3 most used right now.
The usual suspects.
Pretty much, however, customer data platforms, CDPs.
Ah, CDPs. Lots of buzz there.
Exactly. They're showing a remarkable growth potential. Suggests a move towards more unified customer data management. And an interesting one in business automation. Integrately is predicted to become the leader, maybe surpassing Zapier.
Oh, really? Integrately over Zapier. That's a notable potential shift.
It is. One to watch.
Okay, finally, collaboration and management. Quick look there.
Yep. In collaboration and management, the report anticipates growth across pretty much all subcategories. Chat and collaboration tools, though, are expected to see the most significant increase. Reflects that ongoing need for smooth internal communication and project management.
Makes sense. So, across the board, it's not just more MarTech, but more variety, more sophistication in Thailand. Now, we touched on satisfaction earlier. Let's dig deeper. Why are users happy or unhappy?
Okay, the key drivers for satisfaction. Mainly 3 things.
Right.
First, the product features themselves. Do they actually meet the need?
Functionality.
Second, positive results for the organization. Efficiency gains, better outcomes. Does it work?
It delivers value.
And third, flexibility. Can it be implemented and adapted reasonably easily within their setup?
Fit and adaptability, okay. And on the flip side, what leads to dissatisfaction?
Pretty much the opposite. First, failure to achieve expected results. The tool just didn't deliver.
Underwhelming.
Second, difficulty in implementation. Too complex, too hard to integrate.
Implementation headaches.
And third, product usability issues. Simply too hard to use day to day.
Got it. So, effectiveness, ease of use, and solving the intended problem. Now, thinking back to the 3 Ps, what are the biggest ongoing challenges for MarTech users in Thailand?
They directly mirror the 3 Ps, really. Number 1 is still the lack of user skills and knowledge.
The people P.
Yep. Still a need for more training, more understanding. Second, poor planning and unclear responsibilities.
The planning P.
Still hindering effective use. And third, MarTech tools not fitting organizational limitations.
The tools P, but maybe the fit aspect?
Exactly. Budget constraints and just the sheer complexity of implementation also come up frequently as hurdles.
So even with satisfaction rising, these fundamental challenges still need focus for wider success. Okay, let's revisit the impact. Beyond just satisfaction, what tangible difference is MarTech making?
Well, the report shows a strong positive impact in several key areas we mentioned. Work efficiency, customer care, branding, all seeing significant improvements thanks to MarTech. Sales, too, experiencing a noticeable boost. Interestingly, cost reduction is the area with the least perceived positive impact.
Yeah.
In fact, a notable percentage of users actually report increased costs.
That's a critical takeaway. MarTech can save money long-term, maybe, but that initial investment in ongoing management, it can definitely mean higher costs if not managed well.
Absolutely. Need strategic management.
Okay, finally, let's zoom out. The bigger picture. How has MarTech adoption evolved in Thailand, say 2022 up to the 2025 projections? What are the key long-term trends?
Well, one key trend is that fluctuating number of tools. We saw a slight dip in the average number in 2024 compared to 2023.
Consolidation maybe?
Possibly. But then there's that strong projected increase for 2025 we talked about.
Yeah.
Could be growing satisfaction, clearer understanding of benefits driving that.
Right.
We also noted the shifting priorities in choosing MarTech, that rise in the importance of provider support in 2024.
Yeah, that stood
It
out.
really highlights the growing need for guidance as the landscape gets more complex.
So it sounds like maybe a bit of a learning curve. Perhaps some consolidation in 2024 as businesses maybe reassessed and now renewed growth, but with more focus on getting support, having a clearer strategy, the market's maturing.
That's a very good way to put it, yeah. The Thai MarTech landscape is definitely dynamic, evolving quickly. We're seeing wider adoption, more sophisticated use, and a growing understanding of both the opportunities and the challenges.
And understanding these trends, like we said at the start, it's absolutely crucial for any business wanting to thrive, not just survive, in Thailand's market.
Precisely. Keeping up is essential for making smart tech investments and hitting those business goals.
So as you, our listener, consider all these insights from the Thailand's MarTech Report 2025, what specific area of MarTech holds the biggest potential aha moment for your unique needs? And how can you take this knowledge and use it to not just keep pace, but actually leap ahead? That's our deep dive for today.